We finally have an 83 plus pick, and of course you want in a limited amount. And you're in the right place. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do and how easy it is to get as many of these as you want. And all you got to do in return is drop a like down below and subscribe. The live schedule for this week is out, and on Thursday we have our first Twitch stream, so make sure to get involved. And as usual, if you want some coins to build around the players you get, well, if you can't afford your favorite players and trading to them just isn't realistic, and of course you don't want to give EA money, then playhub.com is exactly what you need. They take the company from the equation and has you buying coins directly off other players, which means you get far cheaper prices as well. You can buy and sell from the same account, so whether you want to buy your favorite player or you pack someone insane and you want to sell them, Playhub has you covered. Playhub protects both you and the seller, so every single transaction is 100% secure, and you can finally get your favorite players without breaking the bank. Make sure to use my link in the description and enjoy your new team. First of all, if you can hear a sound in the background, that is a fan or an air conditioning unit. For those of you who are in the UK, it is crazy heat at the moment. Now, we got 10 of these. I load up 10 pretty much anytime they release a pick like this to give you guys an idea of how good they are. It's a bit of a is it worth it type thing. Now, so far, it seems like they are 1 of 3, 83, no plus. We finally got ourselves our first walkout, so 3 in. 3 worst case scenarios and 1 walkout, so we'll take that. Obviously a Newcastle player is always a worst case scenario, but we will take it in this sense. We got the GOAT, so you know we can't really complain. I'm wearing an Inter Miami top, we get an Inter Miami GOAT, so we take that every day. To be fair, so far we've had 2 walkouts, 2 85s and then 2 83s. You really can't complain, being that they literally take 7 players to complete and you get back 1 player per one, so you're really paying 6 players, 3 commons, 3 rare. You've got like a 1 in 3 chance of a walkout. Maybe 1 in 4? Is that 1 in 3 at the minute? So if this is a walkout, it's a 1 in 4 chance. Okay, so if you look at these picks, you've got a 1 in 3, yeah, about a 1 in 3 chance of it being a walkout, basically, which I think is pretty good. You do 10 of these, you're getting 3 or 4 walkouts. You do 100 of these, you're getting 40 walkouts. To me, that seems like a good bloody deal. Now, obviously, 100 of these would take 700 players, which is a lot, but luckily we have the likes of the 50-player pack, the brand new or semi-new upgrade based around obviously the exchanges. I have no idea who that is, and I really hope I've not just packed Eusebio while doing the picks video, because that is not what I would expect. Oh, okay, do you know what? That's all right. We got Stoichkov. We take it. This is a good example of how good these exchanges are. What a random card to get in an exchange. I have also got Smith, who at left back is like one of the worst players I've ever had in the game. But as you can see in this pack, you get an array of players. Some of them are going to be gold rare, some of them are going to be common. The reason that pack is going to be so helpful for this pick is, of course, it requires commons and rares, and this provides you both. Now, looking at the pick itself, very, very simple to complete. You're going to want to gold rare this one. So gold rare, low to high, from your storage or your club, whichever is best for you. And then you're going to want to add in the commons after. So for example, here, I will just go common, I'll low to high that, and I'll do it 1 by 1. Now, what you want to bear in mind is the easiest way to do this is always going to be on the mobile app. That's when I always do it. I low to high, gold rare, and then I add 3 commons in. It also remembers your selection of player, so you don't have to keep defining that you want a gold common. It remembers that for you, so you've got that little bit of help. If you want to complete 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, it's the easiest way by a million miles. Easiest way to do it, even easier in my opinion than using like a Pale Tools or a bot. Now, obviously for these, each one is 7 cards, and you're essentially looking for rares and commons of the lowest possibility. So we can ignore 86 twos, we can ignore 85 combo upgrades, we can ignore everything aside from the daily gold, the daily silver, the daily bronze, the crafting upgrade, and the super daily silver. So if I favorite all of these things, that is what we're going to find useful. Marquee matchups can be good as well. So let's just look at how easy it's going to be to do this. From a start, you're literally just going to slot your silver players in here, or your, yeah, it's just silver players in. I haven't done this in ages. I've got so many silvers in the club. So you slot a silver player in here, you complete this SBC, and you get a super silver pack. Now, you want to do that 7 times. It gives you 7 of those super daily silvers, and while doing that, you also want to do your regular daily silver. So both of these in total are going to cost you, I think it's 13 silver cards. Obviously, if you look at my stock of them, I've got a fair few silvers anyway, so it's not an issue for me. If you don't have the silvers, do 1, open the pack, and then do the rest, because it will provide you those silvers. But once you've done that, you've got a ton of silver players that can go straight into the grinding upgrade. And what you want to do as well is do the daily bronze upgrade. This is going to get you bronzes, and between the bronzes and silvers you've got, you can also do your daily gold. So this is a direct split between 5 bronzes and 5 silvers, and it's 13 of these that you can get a day. Each of them is going to contain 11 gold players, 10 commons and 1 rare. Now for the most part, obviously commons is what you need less of, but this will get you 130 of those commons if you complete that whole SPC. Being that you only need 3 commons per SPC, that's 45 picks worth from just the daily gold upgrade. Now, where are you going to get your rares from? Luckily, we've got the Shapeshifters crafting upgrade, which very, very easily takes in a very, very small amount of cards. So once again, we can slot some of those commons in. If we don't really want to do 45, we can slot some of these in. So gold common, low to high, as you can see, that slots in well, and then 2 rares. Now, obviously, this uses a lot of commons, but luckily, commons come easier than rares do, so it doesn't matter too much. The gold daily upgrade provides us a lot of them. So does the grind upgrade. So the actual grind pack that you get over here, which is where you're putting in your silvers, also gives us a lot of commons too. So this crafting upgrade is a really easy way to turn those commons that you don't need into gold rares that you do need. And obviously you're sacrificing 2 gold rares and I think is it 7 commons? 2 gold rares and 7 commons. So in total you're putting in 9 players and you're basically getting 3 rares back in total, because obviously you're basically not really sacrificing the gold rares because you get 5 gold rares back. So you're basically exchanging 7 commons for 3 gold rares, which actually is a pretty good deal. Now what's good about this as well is you can also get higher end fodder. So what you're going to do in the higher end fodder side of this, there are 2 SBCs that you want to complete alongside this. One of them going to be the lowest squad shifter available. So the 85 rated squad shifter. Why are we doing this and why is this the most important? You're most likely to get 85s, 1 out of the picks and 2 out of the crafting upgrades and things like that. Out of any of the higher end cards or the higher rated cards, it's just below being a walkout, but it's the most likely to pop up. The reason it's the most likely to pop up is of course it's the lowest, so it's got the more common drop rate. What's useful about this SBC, despite it being the lowest squad shifter, it provides you 20 75 or higher cards. Now obviously in some of these you are going to get bangers. I am not going to dispute that. There will be some of these where you will get some crazy cards, but the reality is most of the time you're just going to get a load of gold rares that can go straight into a pick. Now obviously every one of these gives you 20 gold rares, which means you've got enough for 5, if all of them are duds, 5 of the player picks, which is obviously very useful. Then additionally, obviously your next best squad shifter to do is the 89, because this gives you a load of gold rares. The gold rares are, as you can see, 35 gold rares, 10 of which are going to be 84 plus, 1 is 85, and 15 commons. So that leaves you about 25 players that can also be used in this pick, along with all of the commons. So in terms of direct use into this method, these are the best 2. Of course, if you can do other exchanges in the meantime, if there are easy players coming out, you know, if you're getting 86s and 87s and so on, that works too, because obviously if you open those exchange packs and get these ones, then you're back in the money. But this is the one that directly contributes. You can use other ones to get here, but the direct contribution is going to be from this one. Just as other honorable mentions as part of this, doing the throwback marquee matchups and the UEFA Women's Euro Challenge while you're doing the crafting when you've got spare gold rares and commons is always going to be useful. These are good SBCs to get you tradable cards, get you coins. If you don't get a value back in the rating of the cards you get a value back in coins, which you can spend if you need to fill in the gaps in any of the SBCs you're doing. And additionally, completing any Born Legend and Rising Star that you haven't done already. These require rare silvers and rare bronzes, but give you a coin return, minimum of around 2k per set. I think there's all 3 of these have one, so you've got around 6k extra there. It just means you have some more coins, and that way if you do have to spend 6k on a player who for an 89 or whatever it might be, you're not wasting. The other thing you want to be very conscious of is you're on an amazing channel. You want to subscribe now because you might not see me again.